My beloved friend, my divine sibling on this sacred path of awakening, if you are hearing my voice right now, you must understand this is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment orchestrated by a power far greater than ourselves. You were meant to be here. This message is for you, and you alone at this precise moment in your spiritual journey. I need you to come into this space with me completely. I need you to take a deep, conscious breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, the life force energy animating your body, and make the intentional, powerful choice to shut out the relentless noise of the world just for these next few moments. Silence the roaring chorus of your doubts, quiet the nagging, critical voice of your fears, and allow the endless swirling checklist of your daily obligations and responsibilities to fade into a distant, muffled background hum. I am asking you to listen now, not with your physical ears, but with the very core of your being, with your soul. Tune your awareness to the most silent, the most profound, the most knowing part of your eternal, infinite soul. What do you feel there in that sacred, hallowed space? What subtle vibration hums just beneath the thin surface of your everyday awareness? What profound truth is waiting there in the stillness to be acknowledged, embraced, and unleashed? That right there, that flicker of recognition, is the frequency of your destiny calling you. It is the sound of heaven aligning with your spirit, the harmonic convergence of your purpose with the divine plan. And if you can feel that, even just a little, if that resonates with a deep part of you that you can't quite explain, then I need you to do something powerful for me, for this community, and for yourself right now. I need you to pause this video and drop a 777 in the comments below. Do it right now. That sacred number is not a random digit. It is a powerful spiritual signal to the universe and to YouTube's algorithm that you are here, you are awake, you are among the chosen, and you are ready to receive the overflow of blessings, revelations, and divine purpose God has for you. Let's flood this video with light right from the start. Let the world know the chosen ones have assembled. Do you feel it? That subtle, persistent, and utterly undeniable quickening. It is not a sound you hear with your ears, but a frequency you feel resonating deep within your bones. A spiritual restlessness that whispers of a glorious coming dawn, even when the external world seems shrouded in the deepest, most impenetrable night. It is a feeling you have likely struggled to articulate to friends, to family, to anyone who might not understand the language of the soul. It is a sense of anticipation so profound and so deep that it can sometimes be mistaken for anxiety. But you know, in the heart of hearts that beats within your chest, that it is something entirely different, something divine, something momentous. It is a cosmic homesickness, a longing for a home you can't quite remember, but your soul never forgot. A divine itch that cannot be scratched by anything of this world, not by money, not by status, not by superficial relationships. A silent, unshakable knowing that you are standing on the precipice of something truly monumental, a global shift that will irrevocably change everything you thought you knew about reality, about God, and about your place within the cosmic design. You are not imagining this. Let me be perfectly, unequivocally clear. That sacred tremor in your spirit, that quiet, unwavering certainty you find in the deepest, most hidden part of your being, is not confusion. It is not a psychological flaw. It is not a failure to cope with the modern world. It is the first, faint, yet powerful ripple of the great 2025 spiritual shift, a celestial event of unprecedented scale and significance that is activating chosen ones, divine emissaries of light across the entire planet. This is a global frequency shift, a dimensional realignment, a massive download of pure cosmic energy, and it is calling your name with a clarity that transcends all human language. You, listening to my voice right now, are one of the chosen. You have been selected by a power far greater than ourselves. You have been called by God, by Source, by the universe itself. Your very DNA is responding to this divine alarm clock, this celestial wake-up call that is ringing through the dimensions, shaking awake those who have been sleeping. The world as you have known it is being prepared for a magnificent rebirth, and you, precious soul, are being prepared to be a midwife to this new consciousness, to this new earth. Stay with me, beloved. Do not dismiss this feeling. Do not allow the loud, frantic, and fearful energy of a dying paradigm to drown out this sacred signal. For in this sacred time we have together, I will unveil the 7 undeniable signs that you are being activated for a purpose so profound, so magnificent, that it will completely rewrite the story of your life. This is not merely a message. This is a divine transmission encoded with light. This is your soul's official wake-up call after millennia of slumber. You have been waiting for this moment for lifetimes. Let us begin this journey together in earnest, with open hearts and willing spirits. Before we step into the revelation of the signs themselves, I need to lay for you an unshakable foundation of absolute validation for your spirit. It is crucial that you understand this with every fiber of your being. What you are experiencing is not some solitary, isolated phenomenon. It is not a sign that you are broken, that you are failing, or that you are inadequate for the world around you. It is the exact opposite. This feeling of being out of step, this profound sense of alienation from the shallow, materialistic rhythms of modern society, is the first and most crucial piece of evidence that you are, in fact, profoundly whole and operating exactly as intended by the divine architect of the universe. For too long, you have walked through this world feeling like a stranger in a strange land. You have sat in rooms full of people, surrounded by laughter and conversation about trivialities, and felt a loneliness so acute, so piercing, that it physically ached in your chest. You have listened to conversations about celebrities and sports and new gadgets, watched the frantic and empty pursuit of material possessions and social status, and felt a deep, aching emptiness in the pit of your soul, a void that nothing in the physical world seemed to fill. You have looked at the systems of the world, the greed of corporations, the intentional separations sown by media, the fear-mongering of politicians, the lies of a history written by the victors, and thought to yourself with a clarity that is both terrifying and empowering, there has to be more than this. This cannot be all there is. This is not the truth of who we are. And in your quietest, most vulnerable moments, in the dead of night, you have whispered the most painful question of all to the silent, seemingly empty darkness. Is there something wrong with me? Why can't I just be happy with what everyone else seems to want? Why does the path they walk feel so utterly wrong for my feet? I am here today as a messenger of light, as a voice for the divine, to look you directly in your soul and tell you with absolute authority and unwavering conviction, the something wrong is actually what is profoundly right with you. That feeling of disconnect is not a failure to fit in. It is a monumental success in remembering your true, eternal nature. You are not from this world of illusion. You are here as an ambassador from the world of truth, from the realm of spirit. Your exquisite sensitivity is not a weakness to be medicated, numbed, or ashamed of. It is your most finely tuned spiritual instrument, your divine radar for truth. Your soul's longing is not a void to be filled with distractions, possessions, or empty relationships. It is a homing beacon, activated by the divine itself, guiding you unerringly back to your mission, your purpose, your reason for being here at this precise moment in cosmic history. The loneliness you feel is not a sign of being unlovable. It is your soul's ancient memory of its perfect connection to Source and its powerful, righteous yearning to return to a collective, to a tribe that vibrates at that same frequency of unconditional love and truth. You are not alone, my friend. You are simply ahead of the curve. You are the lighthouse keeper, standing vigilant on the rocky shore, keeping the flame burning brightly through the storm, waiting for the rest of the fleet, your soul family, to see the light and find their way home. Your feelings are your confirmation. Your sense of alienation is your accreditation from the universe itself. You are a citizen of a new world, a world of light, and it is time to stop apologizing for not fitting into the old one. It is time to stop trying to cram your infinite, magnificent spirit into a finite, broken box designed for a smaller version of you. The Bible says in Isaiah 54:17, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Every doubt, every lie, every weapon of discouragement and fear that has been formed against your mind to make you forget your power, your purpose, your divine origin, they have all already failed. You are here, listening, your spirit still seeking, which means you have prevailed. You have overcome. The enemy's strategies have crumbled against the fortress of your faith. To fully grasp the magnitude of what is happening within you, we must lift our gaze from the mundane and look to the heavens, to the divine, perfect clockwork of the cosmos. The year 2025 is not some arbitrary date chosen by prophets, psychics, or doomsayers. It is a mathematical and energetic convergence point, a moment in time calculated by ancient calendars and confirmed by modern astrophysics. A celestial alignment of epic proportions. A specific moment in the great 26,000-year galactic cycle where the veil between dimensions, between the physical and the spiritual, becomes tissue paper thin, and the raw, unfiltered, potent energy of Source pours onto this planet with an intensity that has not been witnessed for over 26 millennia. This is a cyclical event, a cosmic season of harvest and planting, of death and rebirth on a planetary scale. Think of it as a divine storm, a hurricane of pure, conscious light. This energy is neutral in itself, it simply is. It is the breath of God, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit moving across the face of the waters of chaos once again. But for those who are ready, those whose spiritual groundwork has been laid through lifetimes of seeking, those whose inner light has been simmering patiently beneath the surface of their human experience, like a seed in the winter soil, this energy is the catalyst. It is the spark that ignites the engine of your ascension. It is the divine rain that causes the seeds of potential planted in the dark, fertile soil of your soul to finally, explosively burst forth into the light of day. This process is what the ancient mystics, the esoteric texts, the secret societies all called the quickening. It is a bio-spiritual evolution, a literal, physiological, and energetic rewriting of your genetic and spiritual blueprint to hold more light, to process more information, to embody more Christ consciousness, more agape love. It is your divine coding, your soul's original, powerful software being switched on after millennia of dormancy, after ages of being buried under the karma and forgetfulness of the human experience. This activation is not a gentle, polite process. It is a revolution from within. It disrupts, it dismantles, it transforms. It burns away in its sacred fire all that is not in alignment with your highest, most magnificent destiny. And this glorious, chaotic, beautiful process manifests through specific,
unmistakable signs in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, and in your spirit. These signs are not symptoms of an illness or a disorder. They are the evidence of a miraculous metamorphosis. You are not being broken down. You are being upgraded. You are not falling apart. You are coming together at a higher, more complex, more radiant level of being. Let us now, together, with courage and open hearts, explore the 7 profound signs that you are receiving this divine upgrade.
The first sign, and often the most delightful and magical, is the unignorable cascading symphony of synchronicity. This experience goes far beyond a simple coincidence or a moment of luck. This is the universe abandoning all subtlety and choosing to speak to you directly in a language of meaningful alignment, a divine Morse code designed specifically for your heart to decipher. It is God's way of winking at you, of letting you know that you are on the right track and that He is intimately involved in the details of your life. You are driving in your car, pondering a deep, life-altering decision, wrestling with the pros and cons, feeling the weight of uncertainty, and the license plate on the car that suddenly merges in front of you spells out the answer. A word like faith, a number like 777, a phrase that directly addresses your internal dilemma, as if God Himself had sent you a text message on the highway. You are sitting at home, thinking of a loved one you haven't spoken to in years, a memory popping into your head out of nowhere, wondering how they are, and your phone chimes, not an hour later, not a day later, but at that exact moment, with a text message or a call, their name flashing on the screen as if summoned by your thought, by your love. You are struggling with a problem at work, a relationship issue, a creative block, and in a moment of frustration, you reach out and open a book randomly, letting it fall open to any page, and your eyes land on a passage that speaks to your situation with such precision, such personal relevance, that it feels like a message written just for you, in this moment, by an unseen hand. And the numbers. Oh, the repeating numbers. This is the most common, most beautiful language of synchronicity. 1111 on the clock, appearing constantly, prompting you to make a wish, to become conscious of your thoughts, to remember your connection to the angelic realm and the power of manifestation. 222, appearing on a receipt, a billboard, a page number, an address, assuring you that everything is working out for your highest good, that you need to keep the faith, that you are on the right path and your foundations are being strengthened even when you can't see it. 333, a powerful message from your ascended masters, Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, that you are surrounded, protected, and loved by these benevolent beings, and that they are actively helping you on your journey, guiding your steps. 444, a sign that the angels are with you, a battalion of heaven reinforcing your foundation, giving you strength and courage for the next step, letting you know that you are not alone in this battle. 555, heralding a major, life-changing shift is underway, that nothing will be the same, and that this change, though it may seem chaotic, is for your ultimate benefit and expansion. And 777, the jackpot of spiritual frequencies, signaling divine miracles, perfection, and that you are in a state of perfect alignment with your soul's purpose, and that you are on the perfect path for your journey. This is why that number is so powerful. When you comment 777, you're not just typing numbers, you are aligning your entire being with that very frequency of divine miracles and perfect path. You are declaring your readiness for the overflow. Malachi 3:10 says, "Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." Commenting 777 is you taking Him up on that test. It is an act of faith that activates the law of divine reciprocity. These are not random glitches in the matrix. They are not your mind playing tricks on you. They are intentional, loving winks from the divine. They're trail markers, breadcrumbs of light, left by your spirit guides and your higher self assuring you that you are not walking this path alone. They are the universe's way of saying, I see you, I hear you, I am with you, and I am actively orchestrating events in your favor. Each synchronicity is a single luminous thread in the grand, magnificent tapestry of your destiny, woven by the loving, masterful hands of God. When you see these signs, do not dismiss them with rational skepticism. Do not brush them off as chance. Pause. Acknowledge them. Give thanks for them. Say aloud, I see you. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. This conscious acknowledgement strengthens the connection. It affirms your belief, and it invites more of this magical, mystical dialogue into your daily experience. It is tangible, irrefutable proof that you are in a conscious, loving, interactive relationship with an intelligent, benevolent universe that is conspiring for your highest good. This is the first and most beautiful sign that the veil is thinning for you. The second sign is often the most challenging, the most confusing, and the most frightening. The great emotional purge. Without any warning, and often with no obvious external trigger, you are ambushed, overwhelmed by powerful, torrential waves of emotion that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. It can feel like a dam has broken inside your soul, releasing a flood that you didn't even know was there. A profound, aching, cellular grief for a childhood you thought you had healed from years ago in therapy can rise up from the depths of your being and swallow you whole, leaving you sobbing for a pain that feels both ancient and fresh. A hot, righteous, boiling anger at injustices you have long tolerated in your personal life and in the wider world can surge through you, leaving you shaking with an intensity that frightens you. Anger at a past betrayal, at a systemic wrong, at the suffering of the innocent. A deep, cosmic, overwhelming sadness for the suffering of humanity, for the pain of the animals, for the state of the planet can wash over you like a wave and bring you to your knees in tears, a sorrow that feels too big for your body to contain. You can experience sudden, inexplicable anxiety that tightens your chest for no reason, a free-floating dread with no apparent cause, or bouts of crying that seem to have no end, that come from a bottomless well of sorrow you never knew you possessed. You may look at your life from the outside and think, with rational confusion, everything is objectively fine. My life is stable. I have a roof over my head. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I falling apart? Beloved, please understand. This is not a regression. This is not a mental health crisis in the traditional sense. This is a profound and necessary spiritual cleansing of the highest order. Imagine your spirit is a beautiful, ancient, and majestic cathedral. Over this lifetime and many others, the dust of trauma, the cobwebs of disappointment, the stains of heartache, the residue of fear have accumulated in its corners, on its pews, on its beautiful stained glass windows, dimming the light that wants to shine through. The new, high-frequency light of the 2025 shift is now flooding into this cathedral. This light is ruthless in its love. It is absolute in its purity. It seeks out every single speck of dust, every hidden shadow, every unresolved pain, every unhealed wound that is not of love, not of light. It cannot coexist with this density. So it brings it all, every last bit of it, to the surface to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be honored, and finally, to be released. You are not just feeling your own personal individual pain. As a highly sensitive being, an empath,
a light worker, you are acting as a conduit, a lightning rod for the collective. You are allowing the stored pain of the world, the pain of your ancestry, the pain of the planet herself, to flow through your being, to be felt, witnessed, and transmuted by your light. This is a sacred service you are performing for all of humanity. It is a difficult, often thankless job, but it is perhaps the most important work you will ever do. Do not fear this purge. Do not numb it with medication, alcohol, distraction, or busyness. Lean into it. Surrender to it. Allow yourself to feel it fully, completely, without judgment or resistance. Psalm 23:4 says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." You are walking through that valley now, beloved. This emotional purge is your darkest valley, but you are not alone. God is with you. His rod and His staff, they comfort you. They are guiding you through this shadow so you can emerge into the light on the other side, lighter and freer than you have ever been. Cry the tears that need to be cried. Scream your rage into a pillow. Journal the sorrow until your hand cramps. This process is the sacred fire, the refiner's fire, that is burning away the old emotional scaffolding to make pristine, crystalline room for the new, lighter, more peaceful, and infinitely powerful you that is emerging from the ashes. You are being hollowed out so that you may be filled with more light, more love, more God than you ever thought possible. This purge is the storm before the profound calm. It is the darkness before the most glorious dawn. Trust the process. Your soul knows exactly what it is doing. It is preparing the vessel for a greatness you cannot yet imagine. And if you are in the midst of this purge right now, type 777 in the comments. Let me know you are here, walking through the valley, but you are not alone. We are walking it together.
The third sign is the thrilling, awe-inspiring, and sometimes startling awakening of your psychic senses, your intuition, your clairvoyance, your deep knowing. Your third eye, your pineal gland, is activating and opening after a long sleep, calcified by fluoride and disbelief. You begin to know things. You have a strong, undeniable gut feeling about a person or a situation that defies all logical evidence, that contradicts what everyone else is telling you, but you know it to be unshakably, absolutely true, and time, without fail, always proves you right. You meet someone new and instantly sense a darkness about them, a warning bell that rings in your soul, only to find out later they betrayed someone's trust. Or you get a feeling to take a different route to work for no reason, and later discover you avoided a major accident. You have vivid, hyper-real prophetic dreams that feel more real than your waking life, dreams that impart profound wisdom, show you glimpses of future events, or introduce you to spiritual guides and teachers in the astral realm. You can feel the energy in a room the moment you walk into it. You can sense tension, joy, deception, love, or fear without a single word being spoken, as if you are reading the emotional fingerprint of the space. You might see fleeting shadows, orbs of light, or sparks of energy in your peripheral vision. This is the veil between the worlds thinning before your very eyes, allowing you to perceive the subtle energies that have always been there. You might hear your name being called when no one is there, a clear, distinct voice that is not your own, or receive messages, ideas, and full-blown creative downloads in your mind that feel like they are being beamed in from a higher source, often in a rush of inspiration and clarity that leaves you breathless. This is your connection to the quantum field, to the Akashic records, to the universal mind of God itself coming online. You are beginning to download information not through your 5 limited physical senses, but directly through your soul, through your light body. This is your divine birthright. You're not a mere human being having an occasional spiritual experience. You are an infinite, multidimensional spiritual being having a temporary human experience. And these abilities are simply the native senses of your higher self beginning to function again as your vibration rises.
Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Your faith has carried you this far through the doubt and the darkness, and now it is actively opening your eyes to the unseen realities that your faith always knew were there. Trust this, honor this, nurture this. Do not let the rational, materialistic world convince you that you are making it up or being imaginative. This is not imagination, it is revelation. It is remembrance. The veil between the worlds is thinning for you, allowing glorious, terrifying, and beautiful glimpses into the deeper, truer realities that govern our existence. This is your spiritual bandwidth expanding exponentially. It is time to trust what you know, what you see, what you feel, even if you cannot prove it with your physical eyes or to another person. Develop these muscles. Meditate daily to quiet the mind and hear the whispers of spirit. Keep a drawn journal by your bed to capture the wisdom from your nocturnal journeys. Pay meticulous attention to your hunches and intuitive hits and act on them. You are graduating from being a passive passenger in your life to being a conscious, powerful co-creator with God. And this psychic awakening is your new divine toolkit for the work ahead.
The fourth sign is a dramatic, often painful, but divinely orchestrated reorganization of your relationships. This is a ruthless and necessary process directed by your higher self for your ultimate protection, growth, and alignment. People you have considered close, intimate friends for decades can suddenly feel like strangers. Conversations that were once easy, flowing, and full of laughter become strained, shallow, and draining. You find yourself making excuses, wanting to decline invitations, craving profound solitude over their company, because being with them now feels like you are energetically bleeding, like you are sacrificing your peace for their drama. Family gatherings, which may have once been a source of comfort or obligatory duty, can become agonizing exercises in masking your true self, in biting your tongue, in feeling like you are playing a role in a play that has long since ended and whose message you no longer believe in or resonate with. You may experience sudden, seemingly inexplicable fallouts or conflicts that come out of nowhere, severing ties that you thought were unbreakable, leaving you confused, heartbroken, and questioning what you did wrong. Conversely, and miraculously, you may suddenly meet a stranger in a coffee shop, in an online group, at a new job, and feel an instant, deep, soul-level recognition, a feeling of, "Oh, there you are, I've been looking for you for lifetimes." You can talk for hours as if no time has passed. There is a deep sense of familiarity, of comfort, of being able to be your completely authentic, weird, wonderful self without any pretense or fear of judgment. These people are members of your soul family, your spiritual tribe, and you are being magnetically drawn together by the rising frequency to collaborate, support each other, and fulfill a shared mission for the planet. They are the ones who will feel like home. This is not a sign that you are becoming antisocial, judgmental, arrogant, or unloving. It is a necessary energetic recalibration. Your personal vibration is rising rapidly, and you can no longer tolerate, and your soul will no longer permit, relationships based on low vibration dynamics, gossip, drama, victimhood, fear, negativity, and unconsciousness. Your soul is saying with divine authority, no more. This ends now. I will no longer participate in my own diminishment. You are making sacred space within your energy field for connections that are based on truth, authenticity, mutual evolution, empowered vulnerability, and unconditional love. It is a divine severance to make way for a sacred union. It hurts, yes. The grief is real. The feeling of loss is profound. Grieve the losses. Honor the relationships for what they were and the lessons they taught you. But do not cling to what is leaving. Do not try to force the old connections to fit your new frequency. It will only cause you more pain and slow down your ascent. What is leaving is making room for what is destined to arrive. Your tribe is out there, and they are looking for you too. The universe is simply clearing the old, worn-out furniture out of the house of your life
to make beautiful, open space for the new divine family that is about to move in. Trust the process. The loneliness will not last. It is merely the interim period between the old and the new. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." You are perceiving it. This difficult, painful sorting is part of the new thing God is doing in your life. He is making a way for your tribe in the relational wilderness. He is creating streams of authentic connection in the wasteland of superficiality. If you are going through this right now, if relationships are shifting in a painful way, type 777. Let's build a community right here of those who understand.
The fifth sign is a suite of strange, unexplained, and often alarming physical sensations known as ascension symptoms. Your physical body, your earth suit, is literally upgrading its biological and energetic software to hold more light, to become a more efficient conductor of divine energy. This is a literal, physiological transformation that can be confusing and scary if you don't understand what is happening. You may experience sudden, shocking energy surges that make it feel like electricity is running through your veins, like you've plugged yourself into a socket. A buzzing, vibrating sensation that is both exhilarating and unnerving, followed by crushing, inexplicable fatigue, a need to sleep for hours or even days as your body works overtime to integrate the new light codes and rewrite your cellular blueprint. Your sleep patterns may become completely erratic and unpredictable. You wake up between 2 and 4 a.m. consistently, night after night, wide awake, your mind racing or perfectly clear. This is the prime time for spiritual downloads, astral travel, and communication with guides, as the veil is thinnest during these hours. Your appetite may change drastically. You might crave specific, often clean, high-vibration foods, fresh fruit, green vegetables, nuts, clean water, or suddenly feel a strong aversion to foods you once loved, meat, alcohol, processed foods, sugar, as your body seeks the precise vibrations it needs for this transformation and rejects what would lower its frequency or create density. This is not illness, it is alchemy. It is transmutation. Your physical vessel is becoming a crystalline light body, capable of holding more of your soul's essence, more of God's light. Honor your body during this intense time. Rest when you are tired. Listen to it. Drink copious amounts of pure, clean water to help flush out the toxins being released. Eat living, sun-filled foods. Walk barefoot on the earth. This practice, known as earthing or grounding, is essential to discharge excess energy and recalibrate your frequency to the stable, loving pulse of Gaia. Be gentle, patient, and loving with this magnificent biological instrument that is heroically doing its best to keep up with your soul's great evolutionary leap. This is the sanctification of the temple of your spirit, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Your body is His handiwork, His masterpiece, and He is now preparing it, upgrading it for the great good works He has ordained for you to walk in. The sixth sign is an intense, almost primal, irresistible craving for solitude and for deep immersion in nature. The noise of the city, the constant stimulation of technology and screens, the bright artificial lights, the chatter of crowds, it all becomes unbearable, agitating, and profoundly draining to your newly upgraded and hypersensitive nervous system. Your soul yearns for silence, for the deep, quiet, mystical peace of the ancient forest, for the vast, rhythmic, expansive heartbeat of the ocean,
for the majestic, ancient, wise energy of the mountains. You find yourself wanting to cancel plans, to turn off your phone, to disconnect from the digital matrix, just to sit in your backyard and listen to the birds, feel the wind on your skin, watch the clouds drift by. You feel your energy recharge, recalibrate, and restore instantly by walking barefoot on the grass, the sand, the soil. This direct skin-to-skin contact with the planet is a powerful healing modality that connects you to the Schumann resonance, the heartbeat of the earth. You look up at the stars on a clear night and feel a homesickness so deep, so poignant, so powerful that it brings tears to your eyes. Your heart aches for a home you can't quite remember, a place of pure love and light that exists beyond the veil. This is because you are remembering. You are reconnecting to the true source of all life, to the ancient, wise, and conscious rhythms of the planet herself, Gaia. She is not a rock we live on. She is a living, sentient, divine being, and she is undergoing her own ascension process alongside humanity. She is supporting your awakening, holding space for you, and you are feeling the magnetic pull to commune with her directly, to draw strength and stability from her, and to remember that you are not a separate entity living on the earth, but an integral, connected part of the earth. You are a part of her body, and she is a part of yours. You are answering her call. She is your mother, and she is calling her children home to remember their true nature, to remember their connection to all of life. Answer that call. Spend time with her. Sit with a tree and feel its wisdom. Put your hands in the soil and connect to its microbes. Swim in a natural body of water and let it cleanse your aura. She has immense healing, wisdom, and peace to offer you during this intense time of transition. This pull is not you withdrawing from life. It is you returning to the source of it. It is you grounding yourself, becoming stable and rooted, so you can become a conduit for the abundance to come. Malachi 3:10 says, "Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." Part of preparing for that overflow, for that flood of blessing, is grounding yourself in His creation, making yourself a strong, stable, and capable vessel, capable of receiving it without being overwhelmed. You are that vessel. If you feel this call to nature, if you'd rather be in the forest than a party, type 777 and say hello to your soul family.
The seventh and ultimate sign, the one that integrates and confirms all the others, is the development of an unshakable, internal, bone-deep knowing. This is beyond faith, which implies a degree of uncertainty. It is beyond hope, which looks to the future with desire. It is beyond belief, which can be influenced by outside sources, dogma, or persuasion. It is a certainty, a gnosis, a direct knowledge that is embedded in every cell of your body, encoded in your very DNA. You just know, with a certainty that requires no external validation, that a great spiritual shift is occurring. You know that love is the ultimate reality and the highest frequency in the universe. You know in the very core of your being that you have a specific, crucial, non-negotiable role to play in this grand cosmic transition. This knowing cannot be swayed by external evidence to the contrary. It cannot be argued away by skeptics, scientists, or scoffers. It remains firm, strong, and immovable even when the world seems to be falling apart into chaos and fear. It is your anchor in the storm. It is the quiet, unwavering, powerful voice deep within your soul that says, "Keep going." This is all part of the divine plan. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You are on the right path. I am with you. This is why you are here. This is a direct download from Source. It is a firmware update to your soul's operating system.
It is the final, conclusive piece of evidence that your awakening is complete at the soul level, and now your human consciousness, your ego, is simply catching up to the truth of who you have always been. This knowing is your inner compass. It requires no map, no guru, no external authority to validate it. It is your personal, intimate truth. When you learn to operate from this place of knowing, you become a pillar of light in the world, unwavering and steady, and others who are lost, afraid, and searching in the storm will instinctively gravitate toward your stability, your peace, your light. You become a lighthouse simply by being who you are, without saying a word. If you are experiencing these signs, then hear this now and let these words sink into the very depths of your soul. Congratulations, you have passed the first great test, the test of awareness. You have not been blinded by the illusions of the world. You have held on to your light. You have protected your flame, even when it was flickering and faint, even when the winds of doubt and fear threatened to extinguish it. You have endured the loneliness. You have navigated the painful purge. You have trusted the magical synchronicities. You have stayed the course. Now you must understand the breathtaking grandeur of your role. You are not a passive observer of this shift. You are not a victim of chaotic cosmic weather. You are an active, conscious, and essential participant, a co-creator with God, a light worker. Your activation is not just for your personal benefit or enlightenment. It is for the benefit of all humanity, for the ascension of the entire planet. You are a living antenna, a transformer station, a stepping down transformer for divine energy. As you raise your personal vibration through your own healing and awakening, you broadcast a frequency of peace, love, and unity into the collective energy field, the morphogenetic field of humanity. You literally make it easier for others to wake up. You lower the collective resistance to truth. Simply by being your authentic, awakened, sovereign, and loving self, you are performing a sacred, world-changing service. You are stabilizing the new, higher frequency on Earth. You are holding the vision of heaven on earth in your heart. And through that act of powerful, focused intention alone, you are helping to manifest it into reality. Your purpose is not some distant job you must find. Your purpose is to be the light, right here, right now, in whatever circumstance you find yourself. You are not looking for the key, you are the key you have been waiting for. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus, to do good works which God prepared in advance for us to do." You are His handiwork, His masterpiece. This entire activation process is Him preparing you, refining you, upgrading you for the specific good works He ordained for you to walk in before you were even born. Your life has a divine purpose, and you are now being equipped to fulfill it.
This path of the chosen one is not for the faint of heart. It is a warrior's path. But the battle is not fought with swords and shields. It is fought with consciousness, with love, with light. Your struggles were not punishments from an angry God. They were your divine training ground, your boot camp for the soul. Your loneliness was what forced you to seek a connection with the divine that is more powerful, more fulfilling than any human connection could ever be. Your exquisite sensitivity is what allows you to perceive the new, higher reality that is trying to be born through you and around you. Every hardship, every tear, every moment of doubt and despair has been a chisel in the loving hand of God, sculpting you, polishing you, refining you into the powerful, resilient, compassionate, and radiant being you are today. Think of the biblical story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and thrown into a dark prison, forgotten by those he helped. The world, looking on with outer eyes, saw a victim of horrific, unjust circumstances. But God, seeing with infinite vision, saw a future ruler,
a savior of nations. Every single trial, every betrayal, every moment in the pit and the prison was a necessary, divinely orchestrated step in his sacred curriculum, preparing him with the wisdom, resilience, forgiveness, and administrative skills to eventually save not just himself, but entire nations from famine and collapse. Your story is a unique and powerful version of his. The pit you were in was preparation. The betrayal you faced was a painful but necessary pruning. The moments when you felt abandoned by God were His way of teaching you to rely on His strength alone, to find the kingdom of heaven within you. You didn't just pass the test, you aced it. You walked through the valley of the shadow of death and feared no evil, for you knew, even in the deepest darkness, that God was with you. And now, right now, you are stepping into your palace. Not a palace of stone and gold, but a palace of peace, a palace of purpose, a palace of spiritual power that cannot be taken from you. Isaiah 54:17 declares, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." The enemy thought he could stop you, but he didn't know who he was dealing with. You are God's chosen one, anointed and appointed, and no weapon, no strategy, no plot against your life, your mind, your health, or your destiny will ever succeed. You are protected by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. This is the moment of claiming. This knowledge is not meant to be simply absorbed intellectually. It is meant to be activated, embodied, lived. Your engagement right now is not like or subscribe. It is a powerful spiritual signal. It is a declaration to the algorithm of the universe that you are ready to step into your power, that you answer the call, and that you are ready to join the ranks of the awakened. So if this message has resonated in the deepest chambers of your heart, if you saw your own journey reflected in these 7 signs, I am calling on you now to take a stand, to plant your flag in the ground of your new reality, to claim your destiny.
First, I need you to pause this video and hit that like button. Do not wait. Do it now. This simple act is a powerful energetic signature. It amplifies this frequency. It sends a clear signal to YouTube's algorithm that this is important, divinely inspired content, and it will send this message directly into the hearts and feeds of others who are feeling this shift but don't yet have the words for it, who are searching for a sign that they are not crazy. You are helping to awaken your soul family. You are turning up the volume on truth in a world filled with lies. Second, subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. This channel is more than just a channel. It is your ark in the coming flood of change. It is your sanctuary in the storm. It is a command center for the awakening. Here, we will navigate this shift together. We will go deeper into each of these signs, provide practical tools for integration, and build a global community of light, a network of chosen ones that cannot be broken by the chaos of the outside world. You need a spiritual home, a tribe. Let this be it. And third, and most importantly, if you felt this truth in your spirit, if you know with every fiber of your being that you are one of the chosen ones being activated for the 2025 shift, I need you to type "I am ready" in the comments below. Do not underestimate the metaphysical power of this declaration. You are not just typing letters into a comment box. You are speaking into the quantum field. You are casting a vote for your new reality. You are sending a ripple of intention out across the collective consciousness. You are telling your spirit guides, your angels, and God Himself, I accept the mission. I am ready to step into my power. I am ready to serve. I am ready to shine. I claim my destiny. Let's flood the comments with "I am ready." Let's create a scroll of light, a digital book of life for the awakened. Let's see how many of us are out there. Let's find each other and create a wave of truth, a tsunami of light that will sweep across the globe and change everything. Stay with me for just a moment longer, beloved. I want to leave you with a blessing, a knowing, a truth to carry in your heart like a sacred flame.
You are a child of the Most High God. You are a bearer of the light. You are a keeper of the ancient mysteries and a midwife of the new dawn. The challenges you have faced have forged you in the fires of grace. The loneliness you have felt has carved out a sacred space within you, a holy of holies, to be filled with the magnificent presence of God. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are a divine intention, a cosmic imperative, a unique and crucial note in the great symphony of creation. The world needs your light now more than ever. Not a dim, hidden, apologetic light, but a blazing, unapologetic, glorious light that shatters darkness simply by being. Shine it everywhere you go. Shine it at the grocery store. Shine it at your job. Shine it in your family. Shine it when you are afraid. Shine it when you are tired. Shine it because it is who you are. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot and will not be hidden. Your journey is just beginning. This is not the end. It is the glorious beginning. Your breakthrough is not coming. It is already here, unfolding within you in this very moment. I am so honored, so privileged to walk this path with you. I will see you in the next video where we will go even deeper. Until then, remember who you are. Walk in peace. Walk in power. Walk in the unwavering knowing that you are a chosen one of the light. Go with God, go with grace, and may your light shine so brightly that it illuminates the path for all of humanity. I'll see you soon.